What's up, everybody? What's up, MGTOW? So this is just going to be a quick video about sound money, and it's not going to be an investment advice video or anything like that. Just going to be more looking at the different types of money from a philosophical level and kind of a strategic level. The most basic form of sound money is precious metals. And while it is true that precious metals don't have any intrinsic value to the individual in the same way that food and water do, precious metals do have a social and technological value. For example, men use precious metals like gold and platinum and silver to buy the affection of women in the form of necklaces and rings and bracelets and things like that. So there's always going to be a use for precious metals in that sense. And also, technologically, precious metals are used in conductors and for other types of things for technology, like, for instance, the foil that they put around the spaceships to help protect it from the sun's rays and stuff like that. Now, of course, in a grid-down situation, guns and food are going to be of the highest value. But since we're not talking about that right now, in a social setting, precious metals do have some value. So what exactly do precious metals do for you and do within society? And in its most basic form is it allows you to retain your purchasing power. Because you might have a high income or medium income and might be living comfortably, but regardless of that, inflation caused by government spending basically is devaluing the amount of currency that you have, or it's devaluing your purchasing power. So for example, if you could buy a stick of gum for 25 cents yesterday and you're only making $1 a day, but then tomorrow a stick of gum costs you $1 and you're only making $2 a day, you can see how your purchasing power goes down severely. Because what you were getting yesterday for a quarter of your income, now you're getting for half of your income, even though your income has doubled. And the reason for this is because of government spending, which causes inflation. So whenever the government prints money to give it to, corporations or people on welfare or military spending, they're devaluing your purchasing power. So the reason why precious metals work is because the government can't print precious metals, so therefore the precious metals retain their value, and that's why it seems as if the value of precious metals is going up, but in fact it's just that the value of your currency is going down due to inflation. So that's really why the government doesn't like people using precious metals, because then they can't take the power away from their spending by printing money. Because if everybody was using gold or silver or something like that, then there's no way for the government to print it, and then they can't hand out basically your purchasing power to people on welfare and stuff like that. So really, it's kind of a good thing, and it seems like something that is kind of important, especially for men, because if you are out there working and you're earning money, the last thing you want it to do is be losing purchasing power, losing value every day while you go to work. And so that's why I think that people should look into the precious metals. I mean, Bitcoin and things like that are kind of more risky, but precious metals have been around for a long time, and like I said, they have the social value and the technological value of use. So it does have use cases that beyond just you holding on to it and exchanging it with other people. Of course, there's the problem of storing precious metals, because if you have a large volume of precious metals, you're going to need a safe or something like that, or I guess you could bury it like a pirate too, but that makes it difficult to access. And also, another problem with precious metals is transferring precious metals. And that's one of the main reasons why people started to accept fiat currency in the first place, is because, carrying around a bar of gold or a few bars of gold makes you a target, and it could be difficult too. So it's really something that I would say is just a hedge against inflation. So not something that you would want to spend money that you need to transfer to other people. But if you're saving money, leaving your money in a bank versus having your money in gold somewhere or silver or platinum, something like that, your money is losing value in the bank. And on top of that, due to the fractional reserve banking, the bank is actually allowed to spend 9 times the amount of money that you have in the bank. So if you have $100 in the bank can loan out $1,000. But you can't do that. You can't put $100 in the bank and then loan your friend $1,000. So you can see how that's kind of an unfair business practice. And if you keep your money in gold, not only will it not be decreasing over time, but the bank won't be able to loan out your money to other people at 9 times the amount that you actually have. So again, that's just another reason why precious metals are important if you want to maintain your financial sovereignty. And so I think that those points alone should be enough to have people look into precious metals and things like that, especially, like I said, for your savings. And hopefully in the future, people will come up with blockchains and things like that where you can just transfer ownership of the gold from person to person, similar to fiat. There are a few companies right now that do it, but it's a very difficult process to monitor all that gold and make sure that people aren't double trading the gold, doing things like that where they're saying that they have a bunch of gold, but they don't really, because that's what the banks basically do. They loan against money that they might have. So every time you use the bank, you're making the bank richer, and they're making you poorer at the same time, which just doesn't seem like something that MGTOW guys would want to have happen, because it's kind of like another one of those things where you're getting screwed over and somebody else is benefiting greatly from your work and all that type of stuff. So yeah, it's just really some things to think about sound money, and that's all I got for this one. Have a good day and go MGTOW.